person that has New Year's resolutions. I don't really have New Year's resolutions. I mean, I set goals. I set goals for myself for this year, business-wise, but no New Year's resolutions or otherwise or other things. The thing that I do is I have intentions, but those intentions, they don't need to be made on the 1st of January. They don't need to be made on the 1st of April. I can have those intentions whenever I want. And of course, you think a little bit more about it, like in the beginning of the year. What do you want? Because at the end of the year, you always reflect on how was your year? What did you accomplish? What do you want to have more? What do you want to have less of? So that's why you naturally have some kind of moment of setting an intention. But sometimes I do set an intention for the day. Sometimes I set an intention on like May 20th because I like the dates. It doesn't really matter. You can set intentions whenever. But setting an intention doesn't work if you just say, well, my intention is poof. Setting an intention only works if you really feel it, if you really believe in it, if you are intentionally working on that intention. Well, intentionally, maybe you do that. It sounds like you're doing it consciously, but sometimes you do it subconsciously. But we can actually manipulate our subconscious a little bit by putting our intentions into our art. And that's exactly what I'm doing today. Because my intention is to spend more time with my family outside of my home. And it sounds weird. It sounds like something you should want to do anyways. But since I'm chronically ill, I have long COVID, I cannot always do what I want to do. I have to save my energy. And that means I can't go to crowded places. Doing shopping for groceries is a challenge for me, so I actually don't do it. I spend days in my bed, but I can also spend days working if I feel okay and shoot a video if I feel okay. And I can spend time with my family, but it's mostly at home, because when it's too much of, like, I cannot play soccer with my girl. I cannot do a running match with my girl because I just don't have the energy to do so. But I'm feeling better, thankfully. And because I'm feeling better, I know I can set my intentions to try and manage to find time, but also the energy, save the energy to do something we really want to do. And it could be just having a picnic, or it could be just having a stroll. It could be something really small, but something that we intentionally invest time in each other and being the mom I really want to be. So that's a clear intention for me. That's the intention that I want to put in my art today, and I want to show you the process, how I'm going about it. And yeah, I hope you get something out of the process. Maybe you get some tips or tricks, maybe not the intention, because you probably have your own intention, but maybe you get some tips and tricks how to incorporate it in your art, so you can make your intention work on subconscious level as well, and hopefully you end up with beautiful art. And if not, you were working on your intention. That's an accomplishment. Spending time with your creativity, that's an accomplishment. So it's about the process today, not about the end result. You probably will hear me say it in many videos, but today it's true. And you're going to see me struggle. You're going to see me have fun, hopefully. Well, let's dive in. So I'm going to start with writing down my intention. And I decided not to do it on a whole spread of paper. This is an A4 size. I decided to do it in those 4 quadrants. The reason why I do it, it's not only because I want to show you that it's less fearful if you don't have a big blank page and just have a small blank page. But the other reason why I do this is because it's more of a surprise what the end result will be. So I'm more freer to play and have fun and enjoy the process, and I'm less focused on the outcome. So I'll start writing down my intention. I want to do it in black. I could have done it with a black marker, but I decided to do it with this China marker pencil thing. Well, let's go. And you see that I just skip right through the tape. I don't care if the tape is there. I just keep on writing, because maybe you will see something in the end result, and maybe you won't. Oh, you see when I start thinking, oh, outside. Oh, no, I thought I wrote a Dutch word here. No, forget me. I forget what I was saying. The reason why I do this, you don't even notice what is there. Sometimes you see the words, and a lot of times you won't even see the words. It's just intention. I know it's here, and that's why this page means more to me than it probably will for someone else. And it also helps me just to make sure that my pages aren't blank anymore. And let's see if I write it a little bit bigger here, just make it just some kind of difference, because I noticed that I wrote small, so it's readable and it's just on 2 quadrants. I'm going to write it bigger here. And see if that difference makes a difference in the end result of the painting as well. I actually like this one. I like those. Oh, I actually want to work on this one, because I'm like, oh, I want to fill in this space. I want to fill in this space. And this is too much like, oh, where am I going to start? So for me, it would be best to next time to do like a little bit bigger to make it more free. And now it's more constrained because I know I can read what's there, but it could be totally different from you. But okay, well, since this is a China marker, I don't have to let it dry, and I can start painting. But now I have to decide what kind of paint I want to use. And usually with painting, I'm going to choose paints that are like similar, or paints that are like light, medium, dark, different tones that fit well together. And now I'm just going to think, what colors really resonate with this? Spend more time with my family. Well, that feels like love. That feels like, I mean, take like red. This is a carmine red. But you know what? I love to work with pinks. You usually see me work with pinks. You usually see me work with this kind of pink. But it could be better out of my comfort zone not to do the neon colors. To do the red. Or no. Quinacridone. It's like, it's in between those two. I go for the red. Okay. That's the first one I grabbed. And I want to have a different color outside of the home, because of my health, I'm more or less constrained inside. I want to do more with them outside. Outside means sunshine, I think. Well, today it's snow, but sunshine. I need a yellow. No, not this kind of yellow. Ooh, I take this one. It's golden yellow. I love yellow. Yes, I'm going to take these two. I hope they match. I think they will. And of course, I can always add some lights and darks if I need to. Just in case, I'll just keep my mix of kind of titanium buff mix. It's a little bit different, but I'll keep this here too, just in case. Well, I'm going to grab my brushes and my water, and let's go. Well, I think I'm going to start with a larger brush, and I'm going to start with the lighter color. I'm just going to make some marks in here. And it doesn't really matter how I put them in there. You see the black shining through. I'm completely fine with that. Let's make a different shape here. See, I'm not thinking. First time was like I was inspired and I have to put paint in this area, and now I'm just, no, I'm going to stick to the plan. Put down marks randomly. I'm just going to put them down. And you know, I can clean my brush, and actually I will. I don't put it in the water, I just put it down on a bit of tissue paper, and I'm going to put down some reds. Actually, this is see-through red as well. And I don't mind going over the other colors or the other color. Actually see the mix here, I don't mind. And you know, the reason why I do 4 as well, because they usually it will look like a mess and you're like, oh, how am I going to end up with something really beautiful? And you think it's not going to happen. And sometimes you actually won't. But yeah, at least can I have like 1 out of 4. I'm going to take some of my white and I'm going to put it on my palette as well. I'm not going to clean my brush. Oh yeah, well, I'm going to clean my brush a little bit on the side. And it will make a pinkish color. Oh, I don't like the pinkish color. I'm going to mix with the pinkish color. I'm going to grab some of the orange or the gold and yellow as well. Ooh, I like that color a lot better. Make a mark. Actually, these are, I'm going to grab a little bit more of yellow. I actually hate what I'm doing right now, but yeah, actually every painting has an ugly face, and I just learned to go right through it instead of waiting for something to happen. And I like to put those two next to each other because this is like the quiet noise, while when I go through this, it's more like a louder noise. You see the difference. And usually I want to have like a difference in shape and size, just to make it more interesting as an abstract painting. At first I wasn't really thinking about it, and now I start thinking about what if, because I have the circles here and I start to do more like the square size and make them a little bit smaller. They look a bit too similar for my taste. What if it's not dry yet, so if I would let it dry, it would be, yeah, no, stop thinking, start playing again. I have the white, the pink. I need to make it a little bit more light. What if well, I have light here, I have dark here. These are mediums. This is a bit dark. What if I do a light? No. Should I just do it? Yeah, why not? I'll put down this brush paint. This wasn't working. Well, maybe this isn't working either, but I'm just going to try. Yeah. I'm still not in love, but what can you do? What if I just make marks? Yeah, I'm just going to make marks. Paint is wet. If I just take the back side of this pencil, I'm going to make a mark. Is it still wet? Yeah. Not sure if I like the marks, but It's play. You see, I'm getting, maybe it's because I'm filming, I'm getting more self-conscious and thinking about what I don't like instead of what I do like. But the thing is, if you get to the point that you don't like, you're like, I can fix this. But the one thing is, yeah, fix it if you don't like it. But the other thing is, if you keep on fixing, you lose the play. And I think the play is more intuitive. And since my intention is here, written down here, I need to be more intuitive, the art to be more intuitive. And it's so hard to keep close to your intuition when you're making art, when you're like a head person, like I always used to be. So this is my pitfall. But on the other hand, if you don't like something, you don't have to keep it because it's your intention. What should I do? I'm kind of digging this. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Can I do something with this? What if I just make it more like circles? Let's see what happens if I make it into a circle. I haven't made any circles here either. This one needs a circle, definitely needs a circle. Okay, I'm going to leave it as is. Like I said, I don't like it yet, but we can always make extra layers. And one of the layers that I have prepared, I did before of this video, because you have to like let it dry for, I think, a day or something, because otherwise it will smudge. I made some collage papers with my intention as well, and I will show you later on. But first I'm going to dry this, and when this is dry, the handwriting is dry, I'm going to see what my next step will be. Well, you know what? I was planning on letting this dry, but I'm not going to let this dry. Yes, it's the first layer and everything can go on top, but I'm just so not happy with it. Like I said, I'm going to fix it. Well, I'm not sure how I'm going to fix it, so that's where I'm going to take my brayer. A brayer can fix anything. I think it's still a bit dry. Let's see what happens if I move the paint across the page, because it misses something. There's no difference in lights and darks. It's just too goody for some reason. I really like this better. I don't know why, because it's a real mess. Put this in a little bit like this. I know why. I know why. It gives me more layers, and I like to work with more layers. And sometimes you just have to dare to do something. But now it's more blended. I like it. But now it really needs something to pop, and that's where I think my other ceramic writing will come in handy. And I think I'll probably end up using my wild card, the one that works every time, all the time, my neon pink. But well, now I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to do something else to clear my head, and I'll come back to this, and I'll come back to you. This was so totally not working for me. It was so much not working for me that even my microphone just failed and didn't actually record my most personal audio. So I'll tell you what I see you as a voiceover. I made this ceramic writing, and I was supposed to use it to put it as a collage piece on the pieces I made. And because with this video in advance, I thought what I was going to do or say, and that's something I normally would never do when I work on my art. I thought about using the writing as a background, using the ceramic writing, thinking about the colors that match the intention, so I had a whole process figured out. And the thing is, that simply doesn't work for me. No, because when I make art, I do it more intuitively. So I'm going to put it all aside, throw it overboard, or whatever you call it. I'm going to make it in a way that fits me, that fits my intention. So I wasn't sure if I was going to use it at all at this point, because I was just trying to see what does it need. And I was like, no, I need to play, because playful art is what I like, but playful art keeps me out of my head and keeps me closer to my intention. So, yeah, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm grabbing the supplies I think I need. I'm going to use those little pieces of crayons, all pieces, see what happens. Maybe I'll use some acrylic inks, just a few things I have lying around me. And I'm going to get into the process again, hopefully. But it's hard. I mean, I'm still in my head at this point. I'll grab the crayons and pick whatever color and just do some mark making. Hopefully it will bring me back to my body, outside of my head. And I'm really struggling. You don't see it, but that's what I'm telling you in this video. The Rachel voiceover. I'm really struggling with this piece. Because I'm just thinking about how should you do the process, and I want to learn you something. But it's not about you in this video. I mean, I'm sorry, it's all about you, because otherwise I wouldn't make the video. But it's more about, should be more about me, because this is my intention. And hopefully when you make your art, you make it more about you too, about your intention, about your fun, about your play. And over here I'm just still very cautious and doing light things. It's just because I'm still not really in the flow. I'm trying to get there and just dipping my toe in the water instead of just jumping right in, because yeah, trying to do some blue things. I'm like, okay, just do something different. You see me getting into the zone a bit better, and this just me having fun, me playing, me drawing, making it my art again. Because yeah, it looks like a mess. It still looks like a mess, and I'll tell you, it will look like even bigger mess. And I'm letting go of all the principles of the rules of abstract art. If you want to know the rules of abstract art, they're perfect. I love them if I don't do these intention pieces. So if you like those, I put a link in the description where you can find my Skillshare course about the rules of abstract art. But now this is about my intentions, not about the rules. So I'm just going to play and make some marks. I'm going to speed this up a bit because it's probably very boring to look at all this. And you know, I didn't even know what I was saying at this point, but I know that it was getting emotional for me because this intention is emotional for me. I just want to do normal things with my family, and I just, that's why I need to be conscious about these intentions and not just want to have control, because every time I was trying to keep that control, and every time I was just worried about my well-being, worried about what I could offer the world, I was totally forgot about me. I forgot about my family, or no, I was constantly thinking of them and what they needed. So I put all my energy in everything that I actually couldn't do. So they didn't have the real mom, the fun mom. And now you see me playing a bit more. And yes, I go back to my my pinks, my comfort zone. But actually, now you see the pinks where I dropped them, they end up in a place in the rule of thirds, actually. So I stuck to one of the rules of abstract art, and immediately you see the piece growing. You see something happening. And at that point, I noticed there was something happening in me. I could be me. I didn't need to be the person that I was supposed to be, the teacher for you, the mom I was supposed to be, but me. What do I need? Because when I give myself what I need, I can get closer to my intention. I actually can give more to the people around me. And you know what? I was supposed to let it dry. So I was thinking, what should I do next while I keep it drying? And I get closer to me, but I'm also like, oh, I made this systemic writing. I need to put this into this piece of art, so I'll just grab it. I mean, it's a mess anyway. So what if I fail? What's the worst thing that can happen? I mean, I have an ugly piece, but I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my art making. I learned about my intentions. I learned that this intention means a lot of me. So the struggles, I'm struggling with this piece, but I've been struggling with my health. I've been struggling to get to go to this intention. So it's fine. I mean, just stick it on, and otherwise I'll change it, or otherwise I'll just learn something. And I did this systemic writing with intention in mind, and I did it on tissue paper, so you only see like the systemic writing and you don't see the tissue paper. Why didn't I just write on top of it? Yes, I could. But when you start writing on top of it, you just have a beginning and the end of a systemic word. And now I just tear up the pieces of paper, and it's less intentional. So it looks better for some reason, and that fits this piece of art better, I think. The way I work better, I think. I'm just sticking them on there. I'm all 4 quadrants. No particular reason, just because, well, I just wanted to put them all in there and see what happened. In the meantime, I was like letting the paint dry, and I was like, it's never going to dry. And you'll see me get a solution to that problem, because, yeah, why wait until it's dry? I mean, waiting is a good thing, but not when you're like really impatient like I am. But to force yourself to get rid of that impatience helps you to get a step back and look at your intention and your process, and that's what art is about. But it also, yeah, makes me think about things a bit more. So I decided I don't want to think about this anymore. I mean, this whole process at the start was too much about thinking. No, I don't want thinking. I want doing. I want playing. I want to have fun. Otherwise, it will cost me too much energy. And I don't have enough energy, like I said before. And I want to spend that energy with my family. So now I'm going to have some. I do it with fun. This is going to be a long video. It's supposed to be a short video. But the reason why I make this video and I do it as a long video is because a lot of you ask me, what's your process? What's your thought process? I'm wondering how you do it. So that was a personal subject anyway. Put it together with this intentions and telling you about and showing you my struggles is getting even more personal. This is my most personal video ever. I'm to put it on there. And when I put it on there, I see that I'm going to smear the paint, and I'm like, oh, hell with it. I'm not going to think of like smearing it. Maybe it just needs to be smeared. I put it down there for a reason, so let's smear it. Let's see what happens. And yeah, I like the drop. It just did something to the image, but no, I'm going to smear it because I want to smear it. Does it look better? I don't care. Again, the process. And if I smear this one, you know what? Shall I dare it? Yes, you need to dare something every now and then. Because if you don't dare anything, if you keep into your comfort zone, your art will never get better. So dare something. And yeah, what's the worst can happen? Like I said before, you end up with bad art, but at least you learned something. So yes, I'm going to dare. I'm going to smear. I'm going to get my fingers dirty. Yes, this one too. Yes, I'm going to definitely do the last one too. Oh, the mess I'm making. But I like it better. Even though it's a mess, I like it a lot better. Because it's more getting intuitive. And intuitive gets me closer to what I want, gets me closer to my, I want to say resolution, but my intention. Yes, I need to get this dry, I think, a bit before I can go to the next step. And I'm definitely going to do this different than I thought at the beginning, because I'm not going to leave it as is. I'm not going to paint with this. No, I'm going to take a step further. But first I have to try to take it a step further. Because I'm going to layer it on top with something else. I'm doing this with just a normal hair dryer. You can do this with a heat gun, but I have a hair dryer lying around, an old one, so it's perfect for these situations. Perfect for my impatience as well, so I won't get into my head. Good. But I got an idea. If I have an idea, I don't have to think about it too much. I just have to do it and see where it takes me, at least with my art. Yes, it's more or less dry, and I had a plan. I'm not going to collage it more. I'm not going to leave it like this. I'm not going to paint layers in the colors I wanted on top of it. No, I was thinking I'm going to use a dark color. And why? I'm actually going to mix it with black as well. Why? Because I've been in a lot of darkness the last few years with my illness, and my art has been my light, and my family has been my light. So I wanted to represent that in this piece of art as well. So I think I'm going to cover this up with some paint and let the light, let the colors shine through. And when the light and the colors shine through, it represents what my art, my family does. So yeah, that fits the moment a lot better. I'm actually going to put some medium into the paint mixture as well, because I'm painting it next to the camera, because I want to, here you see me do it, I want to have it more fluid, and I don't use water because it gets less opaque, gets more transparent. I want to put this in there to get more fluid and leave the dark colors as is. I don't want to light it up. That's why I had the Prussian blue mixed with a bit of black in it. And now I'm going to think what I'm going to do with it. I want to like pop the colors. I think I'm going to leave one of them. I'm not going to cover them all up. I'm going to like leave one of them, and the rest I'm going to paint. And I think I just start off with painting some leaves. Why? Because I love leaves. Leaves always work. Flowers always work. And yeah, my little girl is my flower, my ray of light. But it's harder to paint a ray of light than the flowers or the leaves. I'm getting a bit in my comfort zone. I mean, I know growth is out of sight, your comfort zone. But sometimes you have to like take a step back and feel safe again. When you feel safe, it's easier to make a step forward. I'm closing it up, but I needed a stem, so closing it up wasn't a perfect solution. But it doesn't matter because it's still wet. I can work with it. I just grab the back of my pencil and open it up. And again, I'm not working for a perfect piece of art. I'm not working for the end result. I'm actually going through the process. At this point, I don't care about the end result anyway. I've learned so much doing this. I've learned so much that why the planning, it works a lot of times. I love planning, I love time management, but it doesn't always work with my intuitive abstract art. Then I need to play, and I think my best work usually comes with play. My worst work comes with play as well, but yeah, you need the opposite sides to get better. And it's okay. I mean, I made 4 pieces, so it's okay if I mess something up. But I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better covering it up. And covering it up doesn't mean covering up the previous work. It means actually making it more visible what I just made. Ooh, and when I leave this corner, I'm like, I got an idea for the next painting. Shall I leave it? No, I'll take it out. And I think I'm going to, the idea that just popped into my head, I'm going to do it in the next quadrant. Yes, now the creative juices start flowing a bit more. And now the process, all the pieces fall into place for some reason. I'm grabbing some pieces I like, and I'm going to box them in. And I'm not worrying about big, small. I'm not worrying about different sizes and all the other rules you should have with the abstract art, I'm going to just choose the pieces I like, and maybe I paint over some of the pieces I liked, and then too bad. Don't be too precious. If you're too precious about your art, or if you're too precious like in the middle of all those phases, painting phases, you will never take the next step. So again, like what I did with the white smearing, I did with the pink drops, you need to dare. And maybe my story now isn't as personal as it was when I filmed it first time. A lot of less emotional things going on. But I hope you get the picture now. I hope you see why I do this art. And I hope that you see why I encourage you to make art and encourage you to make messy art. Make art that's about the process and not about the end result. And my end result doesn't even reflect my intention. But it made me feel my intention. I'll take my hairdryer to dry it all so I can put the next layer on. Because now I'm in the moment again. And I don't want to ruin it. And that's why I love this. To speed the process up. And you know what? Now I need to speed the process up. But sometimes I actually paint paintings and I'm glad I need to let the layers dry just to take my distance from the painting. It's usually with larger paintings. So I can come back at a later time and get a new point of view about it. But today, I want to struggle. Or I don't want to struggle, but I want to defeat the struggle for some reason. And at the same time let it all go. And I want to show you my struggles. So I'm grabbing this China marker again. And I'm just going to write it. Not being precious, just write it. And since the paint is more or less dry, not completely dry, you see parts of the intention and not all of them. And you actually see like scraping it into the paint, and that's totally fine. Again, it's about getting back to my intention and not making it too precious. And now, this is the moment I've been waiting for. This is the best moment. The peel porn, it's you're getting the white crisp lines and seeing the end result. Because the purple tape can really distract you. But for me, it's the best tape to work with, so that's why I'm using it. But getting that white back, getting that contrast, and blocking out the piece of art. Yeah, that's why I love like ripping the paint off. There's nothing better than this. And actually, the worst looking paintings look better when you do this for some reason. Oh, you have a little bit of smear, it's okay. And over there you get a little piece of paper. Because the tissue paper ripping. And you know what? Actually, the one that I didn't do an extra layer over on top of, I actually like that one. For some reason, it works. But I like the others too. They're not sellable art. They're maybe not beautiful art as they are. They're maybe a big mess. But they're valuable to me because I know the struggles I did to like make them. I know the process I went through. I know that I needed to let go. I had time to work on my intention. For some reason, it was a good painting day, even though it cost me a lot of energy. And the video was supposed to be like 10 minutes long, just a simple exercise. And instead of giving you a simple exercise, I just gave you a personal insight. And I like the top one even better than I did before because I didn't like it. And now with the crisp lines, I do. And some of them you have to like turn around to get the better view of it. But for the camera, I need to like leave the paper as is. Usually I would like Turn it around. Let me see. Well, here they are. Yeah, I'm pleased with it. I'm pleased with what I've done. I'm pleased with the result. Maybe not the result like a beautiful result, but the result that gave me the insights, the dark and the lights, covering it up, peeking it through, and leaving as is. Yes, I like it. I'm really curious what you thought of it. Please share with me what you thought of this process if you're going to use the process as well. If you, share with me. It could be on Instagram, could be underneath this video. But thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being a part of my community. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. And I hope to see you in the next video to inspire you even more, maybe in different ways. It can be a totally different video. Just subscribe to this channel and I'll keep you posted.